Bits and bytes. Bits and bytes originated in the 1940s, when the first computers needed a way to store and transfer information. A bit is the smallest unit of data, representing either a 0 or a 1. A byte is simply a group of 8 bits. This sounds very simple, but it explains one of the biggest confusions regarding internet speed. Internet speed is measured in bits, while file sizes are measured in bytes. Think of bits as individual grains of rice, and bytes as a spoonful of rice. The substance is the same, but the unit of measurement is different. When people buy a 100 megabits per second connection and download a 100 megabyte file, they expect it to download in 1 second. But this never happens because MB and MB are different units. Bandwidth. The idea of bandwidth came from radio communication in the 1920s, long before home internet existed. In simple terms, bandwidth is how much data your connection can carry at one time. Imagine a highway. Bandwidth is the width of that road. A wider road allows more cars to travel side by side. More bandwidth means more devices can use the internet at the same time without slowing everything down. But here's the catch. Bandwidth is not your actual speed. It is only the maximum capacity. Think of it like a big water pipe. A wide pipe helps, but water still flows slower if pressure is low. Internet providers advertise bandwidth because big numbers look impressive. Real performance depends on traffic and equipment. Throughput. Throughput became important in the 1960s as computer networks grew more complex. Throughput is the real speed you actually experience while using the internet. It measures how much data successfully reaches your device every second. You can pay for high bandwidth and still feel slow internet if throughput is low. This shows up clearly in daily life. For example, a video that keeps buffering even on a fast plan, a large app download that crawls during peak evening hours, or a video call that freezes when everyone in your area is online. Things like network congestion, distance from servers, weak Wi-Fi signals, and device limits reduce throughput. Download speed. Download speed became widely discussed in the early 1990s with the rise of home internet. It shows how fast data moves from the internet to your device. Watching videos, loading websites, installing apps, and downloading files all depend on download speed. This is the number most people notice first, and internet companies know it. That is why advertisements focus heavily on download speed. But here's a quick reality check. Download speed is not fixed. It changes based on server quality, time of day, and how many users are online. That is why the same connection can feel fast in the morning and slow at night. Upload speed. Upload speed became more important in the early 2000s with video calls, cloud storage, and online sharing. It measures how fast data moves from your device to the internet. Upload speed affects video meetings, sending files, live streaming, online gaming, and backups. Many users ignore upload speed until their video freezes or their voice starts cutting out. Most internet plans offer much lower upload speeds than download speeds to save costs. Think of it like a narrow exit door in a crowded room. If you work remotely, attend frequent video calls, or upload files, upload speed matters more than you think. Megabits per second. Mbps became the standard speed unit in the 1990s when broadband replaced dial-up connections. Mbps tells you how many megabits of data move every second. Higher megabits per second usually means faster downloads and smoother streaming. This makes it easy to compare plans, which is why providers love using it. But megabits per second alone does not guarantee a good experience. Stability, latency, and packet loss also matter. A stable 25 megabits per second connection can feel faster than an unstable 100 megabits per second one. Megabits per second is important, but it is only one piece of the speed puzzle. Gigabits per second. Gbps speeds became common in the mid-2010s with the expansion of fiber internet. 1 gigabit equals 1,000 megabits. Gbps connections are designed for heavy usage, such as multiple users, large downloads, cloud backups, and high-quality streaming. Most households do not fully use gigabit speeds today. The biggest benefit is consistency and future-proofing, not just raw speed. However, gigabit internet only works if your router, cables, and devices support gigabit speeds. Otherwise, you are paying for potential you cannot use. Speed over Ethernet. Ethernet was introduced in 1973 and was built for reliable data transfer. It uses physical cables to connect devices directly to a network. Ethernet delivers stable speed, low latency, and consistent performance. It avoids common wireless problems like interference, walls, and signal drops. Think of Ethernet as a direct train track instead of city traffic. If you want the closest result to the speed you pay for, Ethernet is the best choice. Professionals, gamers, and remote workers prefer Ethernet because it simply works. Speed over Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi was introduced in 1997 to make internet access wireless and convenient. Wi-Fi speed depends on distance, walls, interference, router quality, and the number of connected devices. Even with a fast internet plan, Wi-Fi rarely delivers full speed. As you move farther from the router, performance drops. Many people blame their internet provider when the real problem is weak Wi-Fi placement or old hardware. Wi-Fi is flexible and convenient, but it trades performance for freedom. Speed testing. Online speed tests became popular in the mid-2000s as broadband usage grew. Speed tests measure download speed, upload speed, and latency. They help you check whether your internet connection matches what you are paying for. But results depend on how you test. Testing over Wi-Fi, using one device, or testing during peak hours can show lower numbers. For accurate results, use a wired connection and test more than once. Speed tests are helpful tools as long as you know what they actually measure. If internet speed finally makes sense now, you know what really controls how fast it feels.